Hey, Paulie, you heard the news? Yeah, a friggin' Alec Deacon, he's called a storm after John Gotti.
Let's get that nigga, son. Drop on that nigga. Get that nigga. Got him. Get that nigga.
I can't believe they've called it Storm Gotti. Garotti. Storm Garotti. As I like to say, Storm John Gotti, the mafiosi kingpin of the Bandito family, I think it was. Yeah. Well, some sort of New York mafiosi group. Actually, this is the 9th of January, 25. No, Andy, come on now. It's the 9th of January, and it's 2026, Andy. I have to probably first say that I was pretty spot on with my predictions about the arrival of the cold, snowy weather for the 3rd of January. It sort of came bang on schedule. The Strathearn Valley escaped most of that because the winds had turned to the north, a little bit to more to the north than I expected. So we get shelter down in the Strathearn Valley from the mountains, you see. But certainly up in northeast Angus and most of Aberdeenshire, it's been terrible. But the real snow, unfortunately, the stuff they're getting down the south of England is just a couple of flakes, and obviously they've gone hysterical again. A red warning. I mean, it's getting absolutely ridiculous. It really kind of gets to me because, I've sent off a memo to the Met Office. They stopped answering, actually. They get fed up with me. But I think because I worded it in such a way that I sort of insinuated that, Alex Deacon, if he was all right in the bloody head. I mean, it's just a weather forecast. I don't hear any forecasters. I mean, if you tuned into a European forecaster, you get a bland, matter-of-fact voice which states the forecast. That's it. Most countries in the world do that. A wee bit hyped up maybe in the USA, but not as bad as it is with the UK Met Office. I mean, they're absolutely crazy. And it's all done on purpose. It's all this fear factor. It's all this bondage to fear. Bloody winter. And if the wind's too high and we get a bit of snow, it's like they're trying to make out that there's something highly unusual about it. But I'm very pleased to say that most of the UK citizens, despite some the same sort of group of people who would probably have dashed out immediately and took the COVID injection without giving any thought, a sort of it takes several years of testing before any inoculations are considered safe, but certainly they had one already within 6 weeks. And of course millions of people dashed out to get this unknown substance, pushed into their bodies. And many people done that because they wanted to go on holiday, so they could be certified as immune, which wasn't the case at all. But talking about the weather, I'm absolutely fed up with it. I don't spend any time at all studying or watching any UK forecast now, because I know what it's about. I'll open my news feed just to see what's happening. The usual hysteria from the BBC. And if I open up the Met Office website, again it's a complete nonsense, bloody red warnings stuck in your face. And I think it's very sad that the whole, the whole package that we've been sold over the last 5 or 6 years. It maybe began a little bit earlier than that. In fact, I can go back. I've seen the writing on the wall back, as far back as 2004, with the virtue signalling and diversity stuff. That if you didn't accept it, there was something wrong with you. But I've never accepted any of it. I haven't been persuaded one iota to agree to anything that I don't agree with. And I sit back and I feel validated in many respects. I mean, during the lockdown era, I got blocked from Scottish television news website on YouTube. I got blocked from Have Your Say on BBC. I had comments removed from by YouTube. All factual, correct. It turns out to be absolutely 100%, even given some of the answers and news coverage from the COVID inquiry itself. So, as I say, I feel vindicated. But also, I feel my forecasting is probably in a better par than it is with the UK Met Office. And I noticed quite deliberately they again manipulated the temperatures. It was minus 11 degrees Celsius in my back garden. Because I know this, because I put a thermometer out and I left it there overnight. And when I looked at the thermometer about 8:30 in the morning, I could see the lowest point it reached was minus 11. And yet I looked onto the Met Office website and the temperature they gave was minus 1. So this is true manipulation of meteorological fact. And I've known this for quite a long time. I've covered it, extensively on my channel. That they're quite happy to give the maximum, the highest maximums, degrees Celsius in summer months, but they will always give averages in the winter. So again, I'm factually correct. So I'm rather saddened that Met Office have decided not to make any further replies to my emails to them, to the inquiries inbox. But because I know that I'm right, and this is why they're not answering, because they know they've been caught out. And it takes individuals like myself, and I'm not alone, but people who question the likes of this government agency called the Met Office, the Meteorological Office. If they don't reply to these simple questions, it means that we're right and they're hiding the truth. Now, down in the Isles of Scilly down off the west coast of Cornwall, the southwest reaches of the United Kingdom. Well, of course they're going to feel the full force of any storms from the Atlantic. They always have done. In fact, one of the most famous lighthouses is built just off St Mary's in Isle of Scilly, is the Bishop Lighthouse. And the seas around the southwest have always been particularly rough, just as they are in the Bay of Biscay. anyone who crosses the Bay of Biscay is always in for a rough ride. And that's particularly, if you're travelling in any of like the Pentland Firth or out to the Minch and out to the Hebrides, it can be calm, but if the wind's blowing, it can be particularly bad. But what disturbs me most is the fact that they make such a thing of it, and people are living in fear. I mean, I've not come out of my house today in the last few days. I have been out, but not as much as I'd normally be, and simply because I'm I don't want to something to go wrong with my vehicle and phone the RAC and get told that the earliest appointment they can make is about 10 hours away or something. Because there's so many other people broke down the roads, particularly electric vehicles, who can't hack the cold weather. And I feel sorry for these. I think there's 3 owners of EVs in the village, not hybrids but EVs, and they spend bloody hours with these big bloody hoses they've got to haul out their bloody garden, plug them into their house, and stand for bloody hours waiting for the bloody vehicle to charge up so they can go somewhere. And the time it charges up, it's bloody dark. And if they're trying to get to the post office or the bank or something, bloody closed by the time they get there. I know that a lot of people regret buying these bloody electric vehicles. In fact, my understanding is that, according to the DVLA, there's more and more of these EVs have been put off the road because they're bloody hopeless. That's something I read somewhere, you see. They SORN the vehicles, SORN. They put them off the road because they're bloody not up to the job. And if they want any repairs done, it costs about 20 times more expensive to make a simple repair. Again, I saw it. Well, it was a simple thing like a headlight bulb on a conventional motor car. Well, if you took it to the garage, it maybe cost you £20. If you do it yourself, it costs you about less than £1. But if you take it to a garage because it's an electric vehicle, the minimum is £300 to £500 because they've got to go through all the different other components before they can get to this damn bulb, because it's all electronics. So of the 3 vehicles that I know about in my village, one is off the road, covered up. The other one is hardly ever leaves the house. And then the other gentleman, in fact there's 4 altogether when I think about it. The other gentleman is for everybody hauling hoses from his house. And then there's the 4th person. I think they've actually got rid of it because the last time I passed his property, I realised it's a different vehicle from what normally sits out there. So I think he's had enough. And he's gone back to conventional petrol or diesel engine. But a bit off subject, Andy. But where the hell did they get this name Gotti? That's what I'm saying, it's John Gotti. Mafiosi boss. New York, the Gambino family. Yes. So the Met Office have now taken to calling their bloody storms after the mafia. I mean, let's face it, it's chill in the air, but, you know, as I repeat often in my channel, we'll think of the people in Yakutsk. Yakutia in Siberia, where the temperature is probably about minus 45 or minus 50 at the moment. It gives you some perspective, doesn't it? No, I think like most people, this television set that faces me, which is never switched on, not even for DVDs anymore, I can't be bothered with it. But it's now, well, when will it be, Andy? The 15th of January, is it? It's in a week's time, or less than a week's time, it'll be 11 years exactly since I got rid of the television. There's no access to watch terrestrial television, there's no cables, there's no aerial, there is no Sky, satellite dish, there's nothing. There's no. So I have spent 11 years without a television and I love it. And just very occasionally I will put on a DVD, but I think I mentioned in a recent vlog that there's no point in watching any movies now anyway, because they're absolutely shite. And everything is so loud. Or you can't hear what they're speaking about. So you turn the volume up to hear what they're saying, and then next minute some bloody reptile comes dashing out a window or something like that and fucking blows your eardrums with the noise. I hate it. And these people everyone to their own, of course, that spend their whole damn life crouched around, flicking back and forward on Netflix or something. Well, they pay a huge amount of their income annually to have a satellite television, Sky TV or whatever it is, with 49 or 56 channels or something, or maybe 150 channels if they get the sport package or something. I mean, you can only watch one program at a time. I don't think they know this. So even if you've got 150 channels on your box, I'm afraid you can only watch one of them at a given moment. But I'm sure they haven't worked that out. And then they wonder why they haven't got any bloody money for, to buy themselves a decent meal or something, because they fucking spend it all on mobile phones and, TV licenses and, subscriptions for channels and Netflix. So, no thank you. I don't want it, I don't need it. And I was a great fan of BBC Radio 4, but of course they started to get very woke, so I switched that off. I'm surprised that no one at all has ever challenged the BBC in regards to the Women's Hour broadcast every morning. So I used to listen to the morning service and then follow through into the Women's Hour. And what a bloody carry-on that was. It really was what's the opposite of misogyny, Andy? I can't remember at the moment. But that was an attack on the male race, listening to that bloody Women's Hour for 5 minutes. So I don't know why they don't have the Man's Hour, or the in-betweeny hour, for those who can't make up their mind what species they are. So there should be, I might write to the BBC and ask them why they haven't got that, but knowing their there's another lot that I've hundreds and hundreds of complaints I've put to them, and it's the same drivel they come back with. It's an editorial decision, doesn't please everybody, but the decision was felt correct at the given time. Sorry you were offended. So I'm afraid in 2026 I'm going to spend a lot less time complaining to Met Office, the BBC, or any other people like the Council. There's so many complaints that I had with the Council that I actually lost track of what they were replying to. What a jumbled mess it was. So I have completely lost track. And this could be potholes to, is it Clarence or something you call themselves, or signage, anything that I observe. I don't hesitate, but I complain. And I thoroughly enjoyed it, bringing it to people's attention. And as I say, I always feel I'm getting value for my council tax payments when I take up the council's time having to deal with my inquiry and having to, set time and the resources to replies. I have to say that most of my complaints are justifiable, though, and they I'm pleased to say, have normally been corrected. Although that green space, I think I need to not pick a fight with them, but I think I need to put their house in order. I've done quite well with the council in regards to the people cutting the grass outside my house with strimmers. When they arrived at a Sunday morning, this is 2 years ago, before 8 o'clock in the morning, on a Sunday. I told them to piss off. They said, we've got to do it. I said, no, you get away. I said, it's Sunday. So I brought it to the council and I told them that it's a day of the Sabbath and it's a rest day. It's the good Lord's day. I don't want it disturbed with bloody strimmers and hedge, these rattling machines. So they agreed, and they've never come back on a Sunday. So I'm very pleased at that one. Why are you rattling on, Eddie? I don't know. I think I got sort of hypnotised with my fire as it was glowing, and it's now down into the shallow embers. But the house is starting to warm up nicely. What time is it, Eddie? It's 12 on the 9th of January. So I think we'll switch off and leave it at that. Yes, thank you.